Rousseau is back, decided to stand for an encore performance to talk about absolutism, enlightenment. Well, we should call this, Dimich is a quest, man. We should call this a test review. I'm going to talk about the first half. Dimich will talk about the second half. I think that's an older video of the test, the review. We're getting out the spoon. I don't have a spoon on me to spoon feed this to you. It's ridiculous, all the spoon feeding. So without further ado, here we go to look at some of the things that will be on this particular test. And you have, and again, I'm going to talk about some of these things. Some of these things may not be on your test, in which I'm going to cross them out, but I want to keep them for future. I don't want to mess with them because Image might need them for future reference. The main reason that wars were fought between 1500 and 1650, the struggle between the Protestants and Catholics, of course, for religious control. The struggles between the Protestants and the Catholics, as we know, religious and political control. This was the 30 Years' War started over this, and then started out religious, ended up being political. Philip was trying to defend the Catholic Reformation. Remember, with his fate, with taking the Spanish Armada, fighting with them, all about defending the Catholic Reformation. Why did he try to invade England? Three major reasons. Remember from your notes: into English attacks on Spanish ships, retribution for killing Mary Tudor and moving away from Catholicism, and ending the English support for those Protestant rebels. Those were the three major reasons. And we summarized them before, but Protestant rebels in various lands that held that Spain held as a colonial power. You had another question. Which event helped to increase Spanish power? These events, we're going to cross this one out, but for this particular test. But you should know what these are: capturing the Netherlands, seizing Portugal, establishing a colonial empire, the Ottomans defeated Lepanto. Those were on your on your notebook. So, but for this particular test, we're going to cross it out. We're not going to do this one. You won't see that one on yours. Louis the 14th appeared. But let me erase that so it's not all in your way there. Louis the 14th appointed royal officials from the middle class to his bureaucracy because why did he appoint them? Because they helped check the power of the nobles and the church. That was a reason that he did that. He helped to check the powers of the nobles and the church. Actually, we're going to take this one out too. So you might see that on yours, but we're going to take this one out too, because again, the idea was that he was centralizing control at Versailles, but he did appoint middle class people. I don't think Dibbich talked enough about that one, so we'll take that one out as well. But for future years, that may end up on there, so we don't want to leave that one. I'm not going to erase it. How did Louis govern in France? Again, he took complete control of the government. That one's also off there after the death of his minister, even though that was in the video. He took complete control of the government, centralizing control. This one is on there. Same thing with this one. This one, they're both on here. Centralizing control at Versailles, keeping the monarchy there, or keeping the nobles there. Remember, centralizing power at Versailles. L'État, c'est moi. The state, it is me. This quote expresses a belief in absolute right, absolute rule by divine right. L'État, c'est moi. Centralizing control at Versailles. These are all ways that he did this. That he centralized control of Versailles, keeping the nobles there. Remember that little question and answer thing you did in class with the, Louis was very. I didn't like Louis. Louis was past my time, but his legacy as an absolute monarch is what I was trying to get away from. These things were, the absolute monarch ideas were very. They were not responsive to the people. And it ultimately set the stage for a revolution. But in Peter, Westernization and modernization, he waged war against Sweden to what did ultimately he wage war against Sweden to get that warm water port in the Baltic Sea, to get that warm water port in the Baltic Sea. And I think on the other, there's a subsequent video where we go through some of the other ones, but I just wanted to talk about some of these within your realm. You may need to stop it at certain points. I'm just going to scroll through this one more time here. You may need to stop it at certain points to help you to figure it out. So we'll leave it at certain points that you may need to stop it to get it down, to get some of these down. So this has been Rousseau speaking. I think I can somehow get myself back on camera, but this has been Rousseau speaking. This has been Rousseau speaking. So long, and we will see you later.